be cruel and rude. No, no. I have like 2 or 3 people, depending on the day. or down?
Is that up?
Up.
We're starting where you're not.
All right, ladies and gents. Bringing our arms up, relaxing our feet, and we're just gonna swing down, and then we're gonna come up and go onto our toes, swing down. Last time. This time we're gonna roll up gently, coming up to our hands are up, bringing our hands together, and we're just gonna sway side to side. Don't forget to breathe. Breathe with your breath. And back into the center. Now we're gonna just twist, looking over our shoulder, each side, making sure that you do it with your breath, breathing in and exhaling. In and exhale. And dropping our hands down. We're gonna just do nice circle. And exhale, coming down. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale. 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 And backwards. Exhale. Exhale. And now we're just going to roll our neck side to side. Coming up. All right, we're going to step out into triangle. Bring our hands up. We're going to just slide to the right. And then we're going to just drop our hand down, looking up at our head in the sky. And then bring that hand down. Just hold. Walk to the center. And then walk over to the other side. Bring it up the opposite arm, looking straight up at it. And then coming up. Now we're going to turn our foot out. Lie down. Dropping one hand up. Dropping that hand down. Turning that foot in, walking into the center. Walk it over to the other side, turning that foot out. And then bring one hand up. And then coming up into triangle. Leaving that toe out, we're going to turn into warrior one. Make sure everything is going engaged. Your chest is turned. And then warrior two, you're going to bring your hands out. And then you can either look over your front hand or look over your back, depending on which neck needs stretch. And we're going to arch back, reverse, looking up at the hand. And then we're going to drop down, placing the hand that was up onto the knee and look at the other hand. And then we're going to come back up into warrior one. We're going to do that sequence again. Warrior two. Reverse, looking up at the hand. And then coming down, bringing that elbow to your knee, looking up at your hand. And coming up into triangle. In triangle, we're going to go into a squat. So we're going to bring our knees back, drop our hands up. If this feels comfortable, you go into prayer. Just breathing in and out. Make sure your weight is distributed correctly on your feet. And then come up. Bring your hands back out. We're going to switch over to the other side and go in to warrior one. Make sure you get that nice twist if you can. Make sure those elbows are next to the ears. Warrior two. Reverse, looking up at your hand. And then coming down, bring your elbow to your knee, looking up at your come back into warrior one. Warrior two. Arch back. And then elbow to knee. Coming up into triangle, coming into the center, going back into squat. This time bringing your hands to your knees and try to press down so your shoulders are over your ears. Make sure your feet are nice and balanced, your toes are on the mat. Not putting too much weight in any particular area. And then come up. Bring your feet in just a little bit. Bring your hands into triangle again. We're going to go into slot back. So try to make sure that your hands are parallel. They're not behind you, but that they're side to side. Your fingers are nice and engaged. And then drop down and touch your toes. And then we're just going to lean over to the right into a nice good side lunge. Back into the center and then switch over to the left to a nice side lunge. Back into the center and slowly roll. Once again, arms up, we're going into flat back. Make sure your arms are beside you, not behind you. Make sure your knees aren't locked. Feet are distributing weight correctly. And then touch your toes. And then go to the right to the side lunge. To the left side lunge. And then back into the center. Staying in the center now, you're going to just walk your hands up to a downward dog and just push down into your shoulders. And then you're going to rotate your weight up and go into plank. And then slowly come back into the downward dog. And then slowly walking up to the center. All right. End of your mat. We're going to bring our hands up over our head. Make sure our feet are nice and balanced. And we're going to go into Egyptian chair. And this time we're going to lift one foot up, just our right foot if you can. Lift it up. And relax it down. Get ready for the other foot. Going into Egyptian chair. Lift the left foot up. And relax down. All right, we're going to do it again on the right foot. We're going to lift it up. And this time, if you can place it onto the other knee and open up that hip if you can. If not, leave it where it was. And come up. All right, other side. Chair. Lift that foot up if you can. And relax down. All right, make sure our feet are nice and flat. We're going up again. This time I'm going to go into a flat back. Bend your knees just a little. And then bring your hands back into diver pose. And then drop them down to your feet. And then slowly come back up. We're going to do this 3 times. Going into flat back. Bend your knees a little and go into diver. Drop those hands down to your feet. And then slightly roll. Last time. Flat back. Go into diver. And bring those hands down to your feet. Now you're going to just walk those hands down to wherever they're flat. And you're just going to go into a squat if you can. And just relax into it. And then if you can, come back up, straighten up, And then go back down into a squat. This time come back up and walk out a little bit further till downward dog. And then downward dog, we're going to stay here for a minute. So if you need to, you can walk your feet like a nice little bicycle. Try to push back into your shoulders. When you walk your feet, take it nice and slow. You're not running a marathon. You don't have a rush. So just go nice and slow. Breathe in, hold for about 3 seconds, and then switch for 3 seconds. And that way you get at least a good warm-up stretch. Just nice and gentle. And then when you're ready, we're going to push back into the downward dog and lift up the right foot. And then bring it back down. Lift up the left foot. And bring it back down and start your walking if you need to. And then once again, we're going to lift up that right foot. Bring it back down. Lift up that left foot. And bring it back down. And now we're going to walk out into plank. And then for plank, you're going to go all the way to the ground with the crocodile. Put your toes back behind you and roll up into cobra. And then the next part of this sequence, we're going to go into table. We're going to do cat. Bringing our body up into a nice arch. Then down into cow. And then all the way into child pose. And then when we're ready, we're going to slide back into cobra. Table. Cat. Cow. And then child. Staying in child pose, we're just going to walk our hands over to the right and just let them stretch us in a crescent moon on the floor. So we're just bringing our hands over to the right. And then walk over to the left. And back over to the right. And then back over to the left. And then back into the center. And just relax. And then we're going to slowly roll up into sitting. And you can either go into cross-legged sitting pose if you need to, or you can stay here, whichever feels comfortable. Bring your arms up. We're going to do eagle. So you're going to bring your elbows together, wrap your hands together, and then squeeze them if you can. And then you're just going to close your eyes and breathe in and breathe out. Calm your mind. We're going to hang out here for at least 30 seconds. So just breathe in and out. And coming out. Then we're going to switch. So you're going to do whichever arm you did on the bottom, you're going to do that one on the top. Wrap your hands around. Close your eyes and relax. And move. Bringing our feet in front of us. We're going to give ourselves a nice big hug. Grab, and if you can, lift your feet up off the ground. You may need to hold your feet like this, whichever way is easier. And relax those feet out. Straight in front of us, flex those toes, and we're just going to walk our hands down to our feet. We're going to hold this for about a minute. So get comfortable. Don't get anywhere where it hurts. Just get to where you can feel it a little bit and then come back a little. And then as you breathe, you're going to try to move forward to your toes. Remember to be looking up over your toes, keeping that chin nice and open. Try to keep that chest open. And breathe in and breathe out. And come up. Then bring one foot in, make it a nice bigger four. Once again, grab that toe if you can. Use the other foot, the other hand to place on your knee to keep that hip down. Try not to press on the knee itself. You want to do it a little bit where the muscle is, and try to get that hip on the floor and touch that toe. And remember to look up over your feet. And come up. You take this knee, bring it around, making a triangle. You're going to take that arm that's on the other side, wrap it around it, bring this arm behind, and look over your shoulder. And relax back to the center. Bringing the other leg back, do number 4. Place my hand on the knee or a little bit above the knee. Grab that toe. Make sure you look up over. And come up. Bringing that knee across. Make a triangle. Wrapping that arm around. Bring the other one behind. And looking over your shoulder. And relax. Bring your hands behind you. You're going to bring your boot time to your ankles. And then bringing your hands down by your hip, laying down flat on the back. And I'm going to try to talk louder so y'all can hear me. And you're going to spread your legs out a little bit and go into bridge. So your hands need to be flat on the floor, pressing into your palms, rolling up from your pelvic into your shoulders, lifting up as though a string is pulling you from your belly button. and relax down. Leaving our knees up, we're going to bring our knee to our chest with an inhale. So inhale, bring your knee to your chest. On the exhale, you're going to bring your legs straight out on the floor. So inhale, bring knee up to your chest, whichever knee you want to. Exhale, bring that leg out. On the inhale, bring the knee up, point that toe. Exhale, flex that toe, push it out. And just go at your own pace. So close your eyes, go with your breath, breathe in. Notice if you go fast or if you go slow. Calm your mind. Focus on breathing in and breathing out. And on this last time, when you bring your foot out, you're going to leave your foot out. And we're just going to flex and point. 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 And now circle. It's a nice, good circle. And then circle the other way. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bringing that knee to our chest. And this time when we exhale, we're going up to the ceiling. So exhale straight up to the ceiling. Inhale down to the chest. Exhale up to the ceiling. Inhale down to the chest. Going with your breath. This time we're going to exhale up to the ceiling. And we're going to leave that toe there. We're going to point and flex. 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 And then circle. And circle the other way. And then bringing that foot down to the knee on the other side to make a 4. Placing your hand, that is the one with the knee, that is in the figure 4, and open up the hip. Then you're going to bring that knee all the way across your body, grabbing it with the hand, wrapping it around your knee, and hold. You got it. Then you're going to lift that leg that's in the back up, grab behind the hamstring and pull. And relax those knees down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, inhale, bring that knee to your chest. Exhale, bring it out to the floor. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Going with your breath. And this time on your exhale, leave your toe out and then point and flex. 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 And then circle. And then circle the other way. And then when you're ready, we're bringing that knee up to our chest again. And this time on the exhale, up to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. 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 Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. And then point and flex. 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 And then circle. And the other way. And then bring that foot to the knee. It's out to figure four. Bringing your hands up and press out, opening that hip up. then bringing that knee across your chest, grabbing it with the other arm and giving it a hug. Then lifting up that leg behind it, bringing it up to your knee, and then wrapping your arms behind that leg on the hamstring and stretch. And relax those knees down. Leaving your knees up, you're going to take your hands, place them by your hips. And on the inhale, you're going to bring your hands up over your head. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring them back down. Inhale, up over your head. Exhale, down. Going with your breath, breathing in, breathing out. And when you inhale this time, leave your hands up over your head. And on the exhale, you can bring them out to the side. And then you're going to inhale, you're going to bring your right hand to your left hand. So inhale, bring your right hand to your left hand, looking over your shoulder as you bend it. So you're looking the opposite way. And then exhale, bring your hands back out. Inhale, other arm to the other side. And exhale. We're going to keep doing that for a few times. Just going with your breath. And relaxing your hands by your side. Straightening your legs up, going into corpse pose. Closing your eyes, placing one hand over your chest if you want to. Breathing into your diaphragm like you're blowing up a balloon. And then exhale out. Breathing into your diaphragm. And then exhale out. Breathing into your diaphragm. And then exhale out. Moving your body with your breath. I want you to close your eyes if you haven't, and I want you to imagine that you're in a nice, comfortable place, wherever that place is. Imagine what the room looks like, or the weather if you're outside. Focus on that comfortable place. The colors, the sensory of the touch on the things that are around you. The images that you see as you lay in your comfort place. And I want you to think about what you're doing in your comfort place. What are you the most comfortable doing? Is it watching a show that makes you laugh? Is it reading a book? Is it laying with someone that you love? Is it a pet? Whatever it is that gives you peace in your comfort. And as you lay there, I want you to go through your day today, starting from the beginning, waking up, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, putting on your clothes. And I want you to pick out all the times that you found comfort, where you found joy, peace, happiness, and love. Throughout your day, go through it and find those little moments. If you find your mind wandering from your day, just find your breath again and go back to your day, back to those moments as you find your joy and your comfort. Focus on your breath, breathing in and out. coming back to your space, coming back to the present. I want you to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring your hands palm up, palm down, like a clock, all the way up to your head. Palm up, palm down, back and forth. When you come up, go back down. Palm up, palm down, stretching those shoulders. And when you come back down to your hips, I want you to grab your knees and bring them up to your chest. And just rock back and forth, and side to side. And then just let your knees fall to one side, your hands out to the other. Just let them fall. And then bring them back up to your chest and rock back and forth again. And then let your knees fall to the other side and your hands to the other side. And once again, coming back up, holding your knees. Give yourself a nice big hug. And coming into sitting position, rolling to one side. Once you're in sitting position, just roll your head side to side. And then we're going to just look up to the left, down to our armpit, over to the center. Try to get your chin to your belly button. Then over to the other armpit, and then looking up over your right. Once again, down to your armpit, down to the center, over to the other armpit, and then over your shoulder. And we're just going to do that 2 more times at your pace. And then back into the center, we're just going to move our shoulders, do a nice twist. And then back into the center, we're going to go all the way forward and then roll all the way up and then go all the way forward. all the way up. And we're going to just keep doing this for a few seconds. And then back into the center, bringing our hands down to our side. We're going to breathe in, bring our hands up over our head. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale up. Bringing our hands down into prayer. Namaste. Namaste.